which is, it was hard for me to get over the hump mentally and psychologically of like, how do I go from $5,000 a month to $10,000, then $10,000 to $20,000, and then how do you get a business? I'm talking about business owners. How do you get it to 6 figures and then to the 7-figure mark as a business owner? What do we overcomplicate money in our minds if we've been taught stories as kids or been taught beliefs about it? And how do we get over the overcomplication of making 7 figures as entrepreneurs?
I agree with you that I think it gets overcomplicated, and so we just have to boil it down to the first principles of the math. Like what math is required to make $1 million, right? Like we can either sell, $100 $10,000 things. We can sell $1,000 things. We can sell, and when I say things, you don't have to price your product at $1,000. Your just lifetime value of a customer has to be $1,000, right? So just how much somebody's going to spend with you over the period of time that they buy from you in general, right? Now, if you sell physical products, that might just be the lifetime value. But if you sell services like the dog guy, he probably has people who stay with him for years, and so he has to add up that total lifetime value as the number. And it's like, well, how many of those do I need to sell? And then you just divide it by, to back into it. And so once you know the math, right? So the first is like, what is the math to get to the million? And you have to figure out how many units you're going to sell. So let's just use something that's, let's use $1,000 because it's an easy one. Okay,
so 1,000 sales of $1,000.
Exactly. So we have to do 1,000 sales. Now, how are we going to break that down on an annual basis? Because 1,000 sounds like a huge number. Well, it's about 3 a day, right? Like, okay, well, 3 a day is all of a sudden a lot more manageable. Yeah. And we're like, okay, well, what creates a sale? So at some point, to get set, I'm going to take one step before for 6 figures for anybody who's not there. It's like you have to sell, and this is again for business owners, entrepreneurs. If you have a job, then awesome. But like if you're trying to make money, it's you have to sell something to someone. That's it. That's all you have to do to get to 6 figures to do that. So that's one avatar, one medium, one channel, right? One product, one channel. That's all that is. You add the fourth piece, which is consistency, right? That's what goes from 6 to 7.
That's hard for people.
And the 100%, because then you can tackle all the emotional or whatever it is that why you're not being consistent. But from a math perspective, we just have to break down what are the primary actions that result in the output, right? And so if 3 sales means that I sell 1 out of 3 people who want to walk, or 1 out of 2 people who come for the dog walking. Okay, well then I need 6 appointments a day. Okay, how do I get 6 appointments a day? It's like, well, I have 6 ways that I can get appointments, right? I can get appointments from referrals. I get appointments from affiliates. So I make a deal with the local grooming place for dogs or the local vet for dogs.